Hello everyone, welcome to another Metallicis review. Today we're going to be looking at Sepultura Quadra. So let's look at the album art as always. So it looks like a damaged coin with a skull on it. 2020, so I'm imagining this has something to do with like the destruction of capitalism, where it's very anti-establishment or something along those lines is the message I would guess from it, especially since there's a song called Capital Enslavement on it. There looks like maybe a bullet hole in it. All the edges are all scraped up, so it's definitely a cover with a message. I'm not always the greatest at figuring out the deeper meaning of artwork in that way, but I think it matches the music, although it's not the kind of album cover that'll get me to want to listen to it. It doesn't stick out to me. It's probably an album I would just scroll by if I saw this album art on it. However, I'm familiar with Sepultura, so I knew it's worth giving them a listen. So for me, the album art is maybe a 2. But what really matters is the music on the inside. And so what they did that's pretty interesting about this album as I was reading about it is it's called Quadra because it's broken into 4 quadrants. There's 3 songs in each of these quadrants representing a different era of their music, trying to put all their different sounds together onto one album. So the first 3 songs on there are more of their early thrash days. Their next 3 songs are more of their tribal rhythms and beats and arrangements. Then they go into their more instrumental type of music, and finally they end with their more melodious style. So I think that's a pretty cool way, a unique way to do a record. So there's 12 songs total. I think the highlights for me on here are Isolation, Last Time, Agony of Defeat, and Fear, Pain, Chaos, and Suffering. To me are the 4 songs that I really like on the album. Isolation is a good way to start the album. It has like some building riffs, some tribal drums as you might expect from Sepultura that really introduce it. It has about 1 minute in like this thunderous thrash music that just comes in and then it becomes like a hard pounding Sepultura signature type of thrash song. So it's a pretty good way to open the album. Last Time is a really complex sort of arrangement. It changes paces a lot. It has some really cool moments, but also to me a little bit of boring moments. I think it starts off kind of slow and disinterested, and then it gets into some really cool guitar riffs that I like. So I wish it had done more of those guitar riffs instead of the intro piece of it. But there's a choir in the background that adds a lot to it that I think is pretty interesting. Agony of Defeat's kind of like a ballady type thing, but it's got some very much palm muted rhythm to it that sounds really good. Solid song. I think that one's probably the only one that I really think I listened to on my playlist. And the last one has a female vocalist and a lot of very interesting guitar parts. I think the thing for me is Sepultura's sound. It just doesn't hit me emotionally in any way. It doesn't do much for me. And I know there's a lot of Sepultura fans out there, so that's awesome. If you like Sepultura, you probably really like this album a lot. But for me, they just tend to not do much for me. I find I listen to the album like, oh, this is pretty good musicianship. There's some good guitar riffs in here. It sounds good, but it doesn't make me feel anything. So this album's kind of similar. Isolation, Last Time, Agony of Defeat, was it Fear, Pain, Suffering? I give all 4s because I think they're really good, but I'm probably not going to listen to them again. I don't feel like they pull me in. They don't make me feel anything. I'm just like, these are cool songs, interesting lyrics. Like Capital Enslavement has a really important message. It talks about how we rely so much on capitalism, and one of the lines in there is, without it we die, no food in our mouths, meaning in order to even meet your basic human needs, you have to have money, which is a silly way to do things when it comes to meeting our basic needs. Capitalism should be for everything beyond our needs. At least that's the message I'm reading out of it. And I think those are cool messages. There's lots of deep lyrics behind these. Ali is about Muhammad Ali's life and changes paces along with his history, which is a cool concept. It just didn't strike me emotionally. Guardians of the Earth is about taking care of our climate and how if we don't, we're all going to be in trouble. Has some really cool acoustic work, some really cool percussion work. It just doesn't strike me emotionally. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. I think it's a really good album, though. Really good music. If you like this band, you'll like this album. I'd have to give it a 3 overall because I think it's good. I think it's solid. I think I'm going to find I will go back to it once in a while. And if any of these songs happen to pop up when I shuffle my entire Apple Music playlist, it'll be fine, but I'll probably end up skipping a decent amount of the songs for things that make me want to headbang more. And this doesn't make me want to headbang. It doesn't make me feel anything. So I give this album a 3 overall. Let me know what you all think, and I'll see you in our next review.